So if you're planning a trip to Bali, then Nusa Penida is definitely a great place to explore.
So this is how we did our Nusa Penida day trip, including how to get there, how to get around when you're there, and what you can see and do.
We're about to try and figure out how to get a boat to get over to Nusa Penida.
Yeah, so we've just parked right here near the Yellow Bridge.
Which is just behind the houses here.
Yeah, so we'll go over there and see.
Round trip?
Yes, please.
Right, name good dolphin, yeah?
Dolphin, okay.
What time does the boat come back?
The last 5 o'clock. Before you want to come back 4, 3, 2.
Every hour.
Number, yeah.
Every hour. Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
120?
120 each.
120 each.
So basically to get there it's really quite simple. So from Nusa Lembongan you just make your way to the Yellow Bridge on the Lembongan side where you'll find a ticket desk with set price tickets. No need to worry about negotiating a rate, the prices are all there for you. You can just buy your tickets and just wait for the next boat.
So we've just come down to the harbour and there's actually a ticket office because 130,000 per person
Return, yeah, and we're on here now and we're ready to head off to Nusa Penida.
Boats were coming and going all the time. There was quite a few people on the beach waiting, and pretty much as soon as there's enough people to go, there's about 8 people in a boat and you'll be off. So whether or not you want to hire a scooter or a driver, you can do both as soon as you turn up in Nusa Penida, just off the beach there.
We basically got off the boat, walked up the beach to the street, and as soon as we got there, there was people there offering both scooters and drivers, and decided that was the option for us and just negotiated a rate for what we wanted to see.
So don't think you're going to be going into a car rental office or anything like that. It's literally just people on the street offering their services to the people who have just gotten off the boat. So even though a scooter sounded really fun and really flexible, after doing a bit of research, it seemed like maybe hiring a driver would be better for us. We're not competent scooter drivers in any way, shape or form, although this is the way we prefer to get around Nusa Lembongan. From what we researched, it didn't seem like it would be the best thing for us on Nusa Penida.
Mandy Chris.
Nice to meet you.
Mandy.
And turns out we were right in choosing a driver because I would not be recommending riding a scooter by yourself around Nusa Penida unless you were super comfortable on a bike and you knew what you're getting yourself into before you did.
The roads there are not quite as developed and they're super busy too at times. They're really, really bumpy and it's pretty hard conditions to even be in a car, let alone on a bike. We saw actually a few accidents with people on bikes during our day trip. So we've just turned off the main road on the bumpier roads to get to the beach. And it's really, really pretty and really, really remote. So far so good. It also only took us about 10 minutes to get from Nusa Lembongan on the boat to the harbour here, so that was a smooth ride. Once we got in our car, we basically had a quick little discussion with our driver about what was the best way to sort of plan our day, and we decided to start at King Beach because it is known to become busier and busier throughout the day.
So for us, it was actually really busy when we were there anyway, especially around the point where you begin to head down towards the beach. And we were umming and ahhing whether we would be heading down ourselves, and just the amount of people trying to squeeze down and head down to the beach was enough for us to decide not to.
So from what we have heard from people who have walked down to the beach is that It is actually a really difficult walk, particularly at the end where it becomes quite vertical. It does look a little bit sketchy with the rails and the trek that you have to get down to the beach, so I guess it's completely up to you if you want to do it or not. We were just honestly happy to take in the views and walk around and see it from all different vantage points, and it was really beautiful and still worthwhile going. We're here at King Beach and it is really beautiful. We're actually on the opposite side and it's a lot quieter. Really nice over here.
Yeah, you see so many pictures and it's even better than you can imagine.
It's so beautiful, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. We're here at about, what, 11:30?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people here.
A lot. So if you're going to go down the stairs, we'll show you some footage, but there's lots of people going down. So we just decided not to, and we've come over to the other side to get a bit of a different view.
Yeah, which to be honest, this side's probably my favourite view.
Yeah, it's
I love it
beautiful over here.
So if you're looking straight at King, then around to the right, if you just head slightly up a hill and around, there's a really great spot to look back and look out over the beach, out over the landscape and the people going down to the beach as well. You can all see from that side.
And another great place is sort of like a couple minutes drive around to the left is a place called Palawan Cliff, and you get a really nice vantage here back over King as well. So next we were off to Angel's Billabong and Brighton Beach. But the road to Brighton Beach is actually in really poor condition and it's super bumpy. Now, our driver was actually joking to us that they call this the broken road to Brighton Beach because it's that bad. This is where we saw people were actually just walking their motorbikes because it was too hard to actually ride your motorbike here. So be prepared, but otherwise you will get there and it's really worth it. So Angel's Billabong and Brighton Beach are actually right next to each other and you can walk a few minutes to get in between them.
So first you'll see Angel's Billabong, and I'm sure a lot of you have already seen a lot of photos of this area. But for us, our favourite area is probably Brighton Beach. It was really beautiful having a look at the Brighton Beach.
It's really stunning, you can walk all around it. So after these two places, it was back in the car, and honestly, it may not sound like much, but after all of this, we were so tired just because of the driving and the terrain. It really does impact you, so keep that in mind. Don't try and pack too much into one day because it really will take it out of you more than you think. We decided to end our day in Crystal Bay, which was the best decision because all you want to do is just lay on the beach and relax by the end of the day.
But like we mentioned, the only problem for that is that we didn't give ourselves enough time to really just lay on the beach and have a swim and enjoy finishing the day there because we had to make it back to get the last boat at 5 o'clock.
Just make sure you start your day early so you don't have to feel like you're rushing through the day. Crystal Bay is absolutely beautiful, the beach is stunning. This is a place that you can swim with manta rays if you want to do that sort of thing. There's also a few rooms on the beach. It's just a really nice and lovely atmosphere and lots of coconut trees are around. So we just arrived at Crystal Bay.
And this is our last stop of the day.
It's really beautiful here actually. It looks like it's great for swimming. Nice sand, beautiful palm trees or coconut trees everywhere.
Yeah, all the coconut trees everywhere are really pretty.
But today, just to do a bit of wrap up of what we've done. So we started at Clinking,
Yep.
which is about an hour from the harbour, maybe 50 minutes drive. Then we went to a little lookout to the left of that, which I'll put the description in the article below. Which is
Yeah.
only 5 minutes from Clinking.
Yeah, which is a nice view of it from the other side.
Yeah. And then we went from there to Angels, Billabong and Brighton Beach.
Yeah, they're basically right next to each other, and it wasn't too far.
I think it's about 50 minutes to an hour from Clinking
Yeah.
to there.
Yeah.
And now we're at Crystal Bay. It's our last stop of the day. And I think it was about 50 minutes to an hour to get from the Brighton Beach to here as well.
Yeah, but I must say this place is pretty pretty here. I mean, there's a lot of people here, but it's still really beautiful.
It's stunning, and I think it's a perfect place to end your day trip of Nusa Penida. I must say my back's killing me. There's a lot of bumpy roads, but there's so many beautiful places to see here.
And on the return journey, it's basically just as easy. So we were told in the afternoon they generally leave every hour, so we were told just to wait where we got dropped off, and right on time at 5 o'clock, which was the last journey back, our boat arrived and took us back to Lembongan.
So I do think the times that they leave will depend on the season and time of year because of the tides. So they will tell you when you buy your ticket. So some things to know before you go to Nusa Penida. Firstly, food. The two main places that we saw more food options are at Toya Paki Harbour, where you arrive to Nusa Penida, and also at Crystal Bay. So again, just a few smaller rooms. Having said that, at most of the sites there was at least one room so you could get something to eat.
Another thing to note too is about money, so make sure you bring cash because you're not going to be able to use your card here.
Nusa Penida is a massive island. It's too much to do all of the island in one day. It's usually broken up into East Coast or West Coast. So we chose to do the West Coast because that is closer to the harbour and it's easier to do as a day trip. So the West Coast includes places like Clinking Beach, Angels Billabong, Brighton Beach and Crystal Bay.
And then you've got the East Coast, which the main things here are Thousand Islands, Attu Beach, Teletubbies Hill and Peggyungan Waterfall.
Also be amazing to be able to spend 1 or 2 nights on Nusa Penida to fully explore the island, to get to see parts of the East Coast as well and parts that weren't as busy. After the quick 10-minute ride back to Nusa Lembongan, we were so happy with our day and I think you guys will be too.
As you can see, Nusa Penida is such a beautiful island and definitely one of the best spots to see during your time in Bali.
So if you guys have any more questions about how to do this for yourself, let us know in the comments below.
You can also check out some of our other videos, either how to get from Bali to Nusa Lembongan or any of our other Bali videos.
And we also have an article on our Nusa Penida day trip linked below.
We'd love if you subscribe to catch more of our videos and we'll see you next week.